Hi, welcome to another episode of Theology Applied. I am your host, Pastor Joel Webbon with Right Response Ministries. In this episode, I was very privileged to get to have a long conversation with Mike Winger. Some of you guys are familiar with him. He's got about 500,000 followers on YouTube, so you've probably heard the name. He's got a large audience. The reason why I invited him to this conversation is because Mike, I think, has a reputation, right? Me and him have differences on what we talk about in this episode, but other things as well. However, what I appreciate about Mike is that he's not woke. He's not progressive. He's kind of in the realm of like Elisa Childers, if you're familiar with her. I think conservative Christian, holding to orthodoxy, holding to the inerrancy of Scripture, those kinds of things, teaching some really good doctrinal, practical things, but also not really super conservative. And you guys who listen to me, you know, I would be super conservative. And I wear that as a badge of pride. I believe that that's what the Bible teaches. I'm not doing it just to do it. I'm not trying to be conservative just to be conservative. But I would be, you know, in the Doug Wilson and James White and Jeff Durbin and, you know, like I'm over here. And guys who like us don't always like Mike. But there's a ton of Christians who are faithful and I think love the Lord who really like Mike, and either don't know anything about us or think that we're extreme. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about theonomy, which tends to get a bad rap and tends to be viewed as an extreme Christian view, an extreme doctrine. And I wanted to talk about theonomy, not just with Doug Wilson, which I've done in the past. You can go listen, or with Jeff Durbin, which I've done in the past, or with James White, which I've done in the past. But I wanted to talk about theonomy with Mike Winger, the guy who's not progressive, but also not super far right. That guy. The guy who is known, I think, has a reputation in the Christian world, at least the Christian YouTube world, of being a faithful and biblical, but also moderate Christian thinker. And I wanted to see, what does Mike have to say about theonomy? If you're curious, tune in.